So, well, this is going to be pretty simple. You know, people out there are stating that, you know, boycott, petition, whatever, WBC 2020. My whole thing was with that is, yeah, something should be done. But my message is to sporting icons and channels like that. I'm not talking about PBC fighters and stuff like that. It's not gonna do anything to the PBC. It's not gonna do anything to the WBC. Not covering WBC fights and events is not going to do anything to the WBC. It is not. People are still going to watch those fights. How you petition it is you turn off the fucking TV. You don't watch the fights. That's how you do it. If you really want to boycott, whatever you want to call it, it's going to take something called sacrifice. And if you really want to be about it, you're going to have to turn off the TV, bruh. That's is what you're going to have to do. Not talking about it. Not talking about WBC fights. It's only going to hurt your pockets. You know, because I'm pretty sure you're monetized. I'm pretty sure this, that, and the third. And then not only that, not all of your fans like are about boycott. You know, some of your fans want to hear about Wilder. Some of your fans want to hear about other WBC fighters. And the whole thing with Dillian White knew for the majority of 3.5 years who was the mandatory to Wilder. You see what I'm saying? Dillian White knew what Dominic Brazil was for the majority of 3.5 years. And he didn't want to fight him. He did not want to fight the man. He could have fought him, got rid of him, got in the ring with Wilder. And now, Dillian White, see, the WBC saying that Dillian White has to hold off to 2021. Some would say Dillian White should be happy that the WBC has not suspended him for the gloves. That the WBC didn't do like everybody else, which drop him from the rankings. Because he's only ranked in the WBC. Right? Right? Yes. Right. So, White is still ranked in the WBC, right? He's still ranked in the WBC. I'm trying to figure out where they got this cherry picker all in the middle of the street with no cones, no lights, no nothing. Y'all motherfuckers just doing shit wrong. Dillian White is not ranked in the WBO, WBA, and IBF. He is not ranked. He got booted. Right? He's only ranked in the WBC. But WBC is supposed to be the corrupt ones when it comes to Dillian White. They could have dropped him just like everybody else. Right? So, you know, the dude has an issue with UCAD. With that issue with UCAD, he could have been dropped from the rankings. Just that alone. Just off of him not giving the WBC what they wanted. Just off of UCAD not giving the WBC what they wanted. Because the WBC rules state, if you have any adverse analytical finding, we reserve the right to do an investigation. It's in the WBC rules. So Dillian White's pop, Dillian White's in the WBC. Dillian White signed an agreement with the WBC, right? Stating that he knows the rules and regulations, meaning he should have known from the get-go whether or not that's what UCAT want to do or not. What can they do for you leaking your own information, even though they calling it confidential? What exactly can they do? Can they stop you from fighting in the U.S.? No. No, they can't. Can they stop you from fighting for an undisputed fight against Deontay Wilder? No, they can't. Can the WBC stop? Can the WBC or VADA stop Dillian White from fighting anywhere? No, they can't. No, they can't. Can't enforce that shit up over there. But anyways, they can make a judgment, and then UCAT can use that judgment and get them. That's about it. They can use that judgment. Not will, not shall. But anyways, sporting icons, man, just go ahead and go ahead and do what you got to do, bruh. But boycotting the WBC by not mentioning them is only going to hurt you. How you get these guys is you hit them in the pockets, and you turn off the TV, and you get your fans and stuff like that to turn off the TV and not watch those fights. Hell, stream them if you really if stream the fights for free. You know, all in all, man, you gotta, that whole Dillian White thing, man. Y'all gotta give it up. Y'all gotta at least, if you could believe all that stuff that you saying, man. Well, what's up with Dillian White popping for PEDs? And it's not like Dillian White is just waiting. It's still an ongoing process. The dude has not been cleared of wrongdoing. He has not. What's taking it so long? People are more worried about Wilder versus Dillian White. But Wilder is still taking tough fights. Wilder is still taking tough fights. Wilder is not. How can you say Wilder is ducking Dillian White when Wilder is taking tough fights? You see what I'm saying? Ortiz is a tough fight. Fury is a tough fight. So, but people like you want to say Wilder is ducking? Nah, bruh. He ain't ducking it. If he was ducking, he wouldn't have wanted a rematch with Tyson Fury. If he was ducking, he wouldn't be taking a rematch with Tyson Fury. Right? That's not the same thing as Lomo and Canelo. With what the 2021 thing with Dillian White, that is not the same thing. Because Wilder is still taking tough fights. I just don't. Boy, you off the chain, man. You're the chain, homie. You need to seriously think about it. But the real good thing about it is, I don't really give a fuck about the Dillian White situation. It is fucked up, but Dillian White should have took his career in his own hands instead of allowing people to tell him what to do and stuff like that, and him end up in the situation that he in right now. But yeah, something does need to be done when it comes to some of these things in boxing. And I have said time and time again that the only way that us fans are going to get even remotely what we want is if we cut the TV off. You're gonna have to you can't boycott without sacrifice, you know, and the sacrifice that you would be getting by way of not covering fights is only going to hurt your pockets, man. Just don't watch the fight and stream it, and you can still make your commentary during the fight. You can still do what you got to do after the fight and all that stuff. It ain't gonna hurt you. The quality might not be all that, but the same. But you got to do. But that's what I'm saying. If everybody want to stick together and do one thing, it should be just stream the fights. Just stream the fights. But stream the fights for all of the WBC fighters? Nah. I stream them. I would stream the fights. I stream the fights for people like, Lomo and Canelo, Kovalev, people like that, Conor McGregor, people like that. But some of them cats like Devin Haney, what do you got to do with all this? Hell, he's been shitted on.